I wanted to tell you a little bit about when you get to these half sections. And let's look here. So if you do, here section 1 is the same. Use the strips for template section 1. It's going to tell you which sections to use. So section 1, you will use section 1. So now if we turn here and look for section 2, you'll use the template for section 2. And line 2, section 3, you use the section 3 template. Let's keep looking. Section 4, you use section 4 template. So everything's cool so far. So section 5, you use the section 5 template. And section 6, you use the section 6. I know it's getting monotonous here. And section 7, you use section 7. So now here is, for section 7, we used line 6. So let's look for line 7 on here. And if we look, it is, I haven't done these yet, so I don't, let's see, it's line, oh, here it is. Line 7 is right down here. Let's turn this around. So this is line 7, but it's section 8. And it says to use the strips for section 9. So you have to be a little bit careful. You have to be, mindful of what's going on, because it's probably, this is going to be larger. So you'll need the larger ones for that. So now there's line 7. Let's look for line 8 is right here. And this is section 9. Use the strips for section 10. So just be careful of those. Those are only on these half log cabin blocks. There are 6 half log cabin foundations, and they are clipped together with one of the log cabin foundations. And all of your fabric logs, or your sections, your cut sections, have 7 pieces in there. So with the 6 half log cabins and the 1 log cabin, you can piece these all at the same time. Just be careful of the number of the section that you're supposed to be using, because some of these sections will not be used on the half log cabins, but at least one will be used on the full log cabin block. These 6 blocks were clipped together with a full log cabin block, and I suggested you piece them all at once. But as I was trying to do that, because I'm going through this with you, as I was trying to do that, it became very complicated, because these start changing, the section numbers and the line numbers. Like this is section 11, and you're supposed to use the strip for section 13. So it's not in any kind of order. So what I would suggest is work on your 6 half log cabin blocks at the same time, and then keep track of the numbers. Sometimes they'll change from the A block to the B block, but just it's not that difficult to keep track of those numbers for just the 6. And then any of the leftover strips you have as you're going through piecing this process, leave the strips off to the side, and along with the paper that shows which template number it is, leave the template paper and the fabric together and just stack them off to the side. And then when it comes time to piece this 1 log cabin block, you can either do it by itself, or you can put it together with your next set of 6 blocks, or of 7 blocks. So try that that way, because I think it'll be less confusing to you. Or if you don't think you'll have any problem, then go right ahead and do all 7 of them. So I just wanted to tell you about those little problems I had run into as I was piecing. Here's what the full log cabin block looks like once it's finished. And the next thing we'll do is turn it over, and we're going to trim. I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I'm doing on the edge here. So here's the edge. This outside line is the trim line, and the inside line is a 1/4 inch away. That's your seam line. So what I like to do is use my ruler and use the 1/4 inch marking on my ruler to line up with the sew line on the template, on the foundation paper. So that way I know I have a really accurate 1/4 inch, and I don't have to concentrate so much on staying on the line, the printed line. So you trim that, and then it gets you a really nice straight edge. Let's go out and you can see the whole thing. So line up your 1/4 inch with your sew line or your seam line, and then trim. And again, these are 4 straight sides, very easy to trim. If you have one of the large rotating mats, it would be perfect for this. I don't have a large one, so I'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. And there we have our trimmed log cabin unit. Don't take the papers out of these yet, because we'll need them to show us how to cut out these little arcs. When you're finished piecing the half log cabin blocks, you'll go ahead and trim them the same way on the outside line and leave the papers in and put them aside. After we finish those, we'll go on to piece the flying geese.